Hello, everybody. This is Daish's Digidualist Academy, bringing you number 2 of my 5 decks. This time, we're going to discuss Dark States. So, let's get right into it. Starting out with the ride line, we have Burning Uncanny Burning, I should say, with the only effect on auto when you're going second, draw a card. Deep Sonicer, when placed on with the auto effect of when placed on Vanguard Circle, you get to soul charge 1. And the secondary effect, continuous on Rearguard Circle. During your turn, if you have 10 or more cards in soul, this unit gets plus 10. So it's either an 18k attacker or an 18k booster. So always a good utility. For the grade 2, it has 2 auto effects of when this unit is rode upon by Baromagnes. You get to put a card from hand into soul, draw a card, and soul charge 1. So plus 2 into soul and plus 1 to hand. It also has the secondary effect of when this unit is placed on rearguard, counterblast 1 and soul charge 2. So with the grade 2 and 1, I only run 1 copy because with Baromagnes' ultimate effect, ulti for short as I call it, you'll be able to have both of these effects go off easily. So, speaking of Baromagnes, I run 4 Baromagnes because of the Persona ride, like with the Dragon Empire deck. And it has the effect on auto, 1 effect actually. 3-parter for a 1 effect. Auto on Vanguard, when this unit attacks, counterblast 1, and perform all the effects according to the number of cards in my soul. If there are 3 or more, draw a card. Well, actually 5 or more, draw a card, my bad. 10 or more, this unit gets plus 10 and a crit until end of turn. And then the ultimate effect of 15 cards or more in soul. Both you and your opponent put all of their cards into their souls, and you call 2 of them from your soul. Call 2 units from your soul and put them onto the field, and they both get plus 10k until end of turn. So that's the ride line. Let's get right into the main deck. So as I said, I run 4 Baromagnes. Don't really need to read the effect over again since just got done with it. But I also run 3 Curtis. So what Curtis does is that when this unit is placed on rearguard circle, if your Vanguard is Baromagnes, soul charge 2. It also has the hefty cost of act on rearguard. So the first effect was an auto. Second effect is act on rearguard. If your soul has 10 or more cards, counter blast 2, and your entire front row gets plus 15 until end of turn. So I don't use it as much as I do with the soul charge 2 for free. So I run 3 of those. On to the grade 2s, I run 3 copies of Crimson Expeller from set 2. Crimson Expeller does the effect of auto on rearguard for its first effect. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, soul charge 1. So it doesn't need a hit, it just soul charges when you attack. It also has the act in soul. Counterblast 1, put this card into your drop. Soul charge 1, choose one of your Vanguards, and it gets plus 10k until end of turn. You need to kind of balance the counterblast though, because Baromagnes' effect is counterblast. So you need to be careful of that. So I run 3 of those. And I run 2 of the new grade 2 from the 3rd set, which is Keenly Ludely. It's a very interesting card. Again, the glare is not doing me any favors. So this is essentially a soul recycler, and I'll explain to you in the fact of why I call it that. So when this unit is placed on rearguard circle, if your vanguard is Baromagnes, counterblast 1 is choose any number of normal units from your normal units, keep that in mind, from your soul, and this unit gets +5 until end of turn for each card chosen. Return all the chosen cards to your deck and shuffle it. So it's a nice recycler, so it helps you from decking out. So very, very good effect. And then I run my trusty Selfish Engraver. I run 3 of them. This is basically your only counter charger that I have in the deck. So it has the effect of when this unit attack hits, counter soul charge 1. So it's kind of like the Expeller, but this actually has to hit in order to counter charge 1. But it has the effect of at the end of the battle, this unit attacked, whether it hit or not. If my soul is 10 cards or more, put this into the soul and counter charge 1. So a good utility card for the grade 2. Now for the grade 1s, I run 4 of the unique perfect guard of the if you have 2 or less cards in hand, you don't need to discard for its cost to perfect guard. So that's nice. Very nice actually. Then for set 2, I run a card called Freeze Breeze. Now what Freeze Breeze does is when the attack this unit boost hits, if your vanguard is Baromagnes, soul charge 1, and if your soul has 10 or more cards, counterblast 1 and draw 2 cards. So +2 to hand is always a helpful thing, unless you are close to decking out, then it's your worst enemy. And lastly, I run 3 of the promo Steam Gunner Ramouche, which has the continuous effect on rearguard. During the battle, this unit boosted. If your soul has 5 or more cards, this unit gets +2k and your opponent cannot intercept. So 10k booster with intercept restriction. Not a bad few cards. Now on to the grade 0 trigger units. So for one, I run the Dark States over trigger, which has the additional effect, well, first off, they all have the effect of you draw, give 1 unit plus 100 million, yes, you heard me correct, and you remove it from the game. So it's kind of like the good old G Xerath Dragons with the Ultimate Stride and everything, but I won't get into that. But when you drive check it, it gains the additional effect, like with the Dragon Empire of restanding the Vanguard. This one gives all Dark States decks a permanent +10 in the crit until the end of the card fight. So during your turn, you instantly attack with your Vanguard with +10 and a crit. You can never go wrong with that. Bruce players don't run that as much as they do with the vanilla overtrigger, which gives +100 million and then another +100 million to another unit or the same unit. So they like to spread out. Now, like with the Dragon Empire deck, I run 4 of the new effect crits, which, like with the Dragon Empire deck, they have at the end of the battle, this unit boosted on auto rearguard. Put this unit to your soul, choose one of your units, and gets +2k until end of turn. I run 4 of those, including 1 SP that I somehow pulled between the sneak preview kit, as where this lovely mat came from, and the 4 boxes that I bought. I also run 3 of the set 1 draws, which, nice discard fodder for your ride deck. 4 of the effect front triggers, like with the Dragon Empire deck, gives this shield +5. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, so 20k shield fronts are always nice, and then of course the regular heals until we get an effect heal of just yeah. Now it would be awesome to get a set order for um Dragon Empire, Dark States, actually for all the nations, even though we do kind of like for like Orphis, the World Orders, um, the Seraph Snow deck, the jail, and all that stuff. But in set 3, and I will go over this once I go through the Bastion, Keter Sanctuary got a nice set order of all your grade 3 units get boost. But again, I will discuss that in the next the in that deck profile. So going back to this, I run one Supernatural Extraction, which has the effect of play this with a Counterblast and discard a card from hand. You soul charge 3, then if your soul has 10 or more cards, you choose a card from your soul and put it back to hand. So if you accidentally soul charged a perfect card, bump it back to hand. If you soul charged a Baromagnes, put it to your hand so you can do a Persona ride. And so on and so forth. You can even bounce order cards from your soul back to your hand. So it's very, very helpful. You can even bounce the effect crits back to your hand. And your effect fronts back to your hand. So yeah. You literally can there's no limit to what you can bounce back to hand. And then I run 3 Brother Soul, which allows you to soul charge 2. That's all it does. So it helps. It's a good utility to boop that your soul up to 15 for Baromagnes' effect, just like with the extraction card. And then I run 2 of the new Blitz order for Baromagnes, kind of, called Geo Acceleration. So I run 2 of those. And what it does is, if your soul has 4 more cards, you soul charge 1. Then choose one of your opponent's attacking vanguard, and it gets minus 5k until the end of that battle. So it's really not a bad card to run in your deck. Though I think you can only play 1 order per turn, like 1 normal order on your turn and 1 blitz order on your opponent's turn per turn. So, but that's it with the Dark States Baromagnes deck profile. If you like this video, like it, comment on it, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.